What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 5. We're starting today's episode off in the relegation zone. 4 straight losses for the Reds, including our last game being a 5-2 defeat in our first Midlands derby at the King Power. The fans singing you're getting sacked in the morning. I had a sit-down interview in Football Focus, but I said, look, I've got a job to do, man. I'm here to keep Nottingham Forest in the Premier League and to get my fans off my back after 4 straight losses. I thought, what's the best way to do that? Promote a kid from the academy and throw him into the matchday squad. Rodri Brown, born in Wrexham, but family moved to Beeston when he was just 6 years old. He might be a Welsh youth international, but he's still a Nottingham lad, just like Brennan Johnson. 63 rated, 17 years old, and an exciting prospect. And I thought, well, our defence can't get any worse. We've already conceded 23 goals in 8 games. We've got the worst defensive record in the division. Why not throw the kid in to the first 11 for our first game today against Brentford in a massive relegation 6-pointer at the City Ground. Right now, both teams wondering, is this the year they go down to the Championship? So, massive relegation 6-pointer early on into the season already at the City Ground in Nottingham. And after 4 straight losses, to put it plainly, I could not afford another defeat. And really, I couldn't afford a draw. I needed a win. And 3 minutes in, it's the perfect start. Taiwo with the goal. And right from kickoff, Forest have the lead. I changed my team heading into the game. I gave some fringe players starts. Dale Fry started the game. Mangala got a start in the game. But Taiwo this season, with his 4th in 8 games, he was always going to start. I trust my number 9. And whilst he and Brennan Johnson right now are looking like our best 2 players up top, I got to say as well, Jesse Lingard too. In the last episode asking for a contract, he's been really impressing me. And it was a really feisty start to the game as well. Really good tackles flying in from both teams, and 8 minutes in, I should have doubled the league. Quick little counter attack, and Nico Williams denied by David Raya. Still up by a goal, but really, I should have been 2-0 up. And I knew I might well rue that missed chance. Why is that? Well, only 1 clean sheet all season long. Worst defensive record in the division. Fact of the matter is, Brentford are probably going to score, and they did. Juan Hernandez, the little P, puts Brentford back on level terms in a massive early season relegation 6-point battle. And I mean, you saw there, 8 minutes to go before the break, Rodri Brown takes a tumble on his debut. The tackles were flying in. It was a high pressure game, but in these sorts of games, mistakes can be common. And 16 minutes to go, an absolute howler. A mix-up between Ethan Pinnock and David Raya allows Taiwo to run onto the loose ball as DeCilio's poor pass that saw Pinnock and Raya both getting a mix-up. No one takes charge, and Taiwo capitalises for his 2nd of the game to restore our lead. But it lasted all of 5 minutes. Yep, the problems continue. We had 2 leads in the game and threw them both away. Brentford level it once again, and in stoppage time. Oh, what a save! What a save! Ivan Toney, the shocker, almost hero to villain. Denied by Dean, and what a way to answer your critics. Ship 5 at the King Power, and yes, he let 2 past him in this game. Not that he could have done anything about the goals, but what a save, ensuring we wouldn't have 5 straight losses. Big save by our number 1, and in the end, we claim a point. The winless run continues. Thankfully, Brown's injury was just a knock. He had a good debut, to be fair. You might have seen it. Taiwo, of course, my man in the match, bagging the brace, but he was pretty solid, to be fair, down that left-hand side. The 17-year-old coming in and doing all right, but unfortunately, the problems remain. Another game where we concede multiple goals in a single game. 2 in that one there against Brentford. We had 2 leads and surrendered them both. And the fact of the matter is, I said it since the season began, if we're going to stay up, obviously defending is not going to be something which I don't think we'll ever improve on that much. But we will need to improve a little bit, because at the moment this is poor, man. Every single game we're conceding multiple. We've got the worst defensive record in the division by far, and you know, we can't always rely on our strikers. We've got to start shutting teams out. And again, that game was a perfect case in point of why defense wins championships. Yep, 2 leads and we lost them both. 2-2 the final score, and we remain winless since the victory over Bournemouth back in August. So, following game, midweek, Norwich City, Carabao Cup, last 16. Dean Smith's Canaries coming to take us on here. The yo-yo team in recent years at the City ground. We had an early 2-goal lead for Emmanuel Dennis, but goodness gracious me, I just couldn't cope. Every time Norwich came forward, I was panicking, and after they got back in the game through Josh Hugill, I dived in recklessly with a skipper. He was booked in the last game, and this time he sees a straight red. Joe Hugill red carded, and I had absolutely no complaints. It was late, he was off the ground, it was a poor tackle. Hugill sent off, Forest down to 10 men 25 minutes in. So against Brentford, we surrendered 2 separate leads in the game. We were leading by 2-0 in the early stages here against the Championship side, but after Hugill was dismissed and Hugill had bagged their first, I felt for sure Norwich were going to find a second, and they did right before the break. Oh my god, this is a sign of the times. From 2-0 up at home to a Championship side to going down to 10 men, and the game now at 2-2. In the second half, it could have gone either way. Norwich could have capitalised on their momentum, or we could possibly restore the lead. And thank God it was the latter. Yep, 10 minutes after the restart, a quick little breakdown left-hand side. Saw Tyrese play it across to that man once again, Emmanuel Dennis, who got his hat-trick, claimed the match ball, and ensured Forest are going through to the quarterfinals. And my God, did I need that, man. Seriously, and I choked that game from 2-0 up against the Championship side at home. I honestly, I'm not joking. That might have been the last straw for the board, because that would have been absolute humiliation. But Emmanuel Dennis with the match ball, the former Watford striker, sends us through. He's got 4 goals this season now, all coming in the Carabao Cup, and I need this, man. I need this. I've talked about it before. Sometimes when a team is struggling mightily in the league, cup runs can be a welcome distraction, and this has been. We're into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, and in the last 8, Nottingham Forest will be taking on Burnley. Vincent Kompany's Burnley, another recently relegated side. And to be honest, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool still remaining, but the others, Fulham, Brentford and Bournemouth, I gotta say, we're into the last 8 now. The only Football League side remaining will be taking them on. There's a genuine chance, you know, that we could possibly get to Wembley in Season 1. And considering what's going on in the league right now, you best believe I'm starting to think that might be the route to keep my job as things stand. Because after no win since August in the Premier League, now travelling to Spurs for the final game of October against Antonio Conte's side in North London, I was thinking, just how bad can it get? We're now missing Joe Hugill through suspension, our captain, and now we got to take on Harry Kane and his Tottenham Hotspur side. Starting the game off, all Spurs, as you would expect. We blew our chance against Brentford to end our winless run, and we knew it probably wasn't going to end in this game either. Spurs did have the first couple of chances of the game. To be fair, in the first half an hour, I was pretty tight defensively. They only really had the one chance there, and it was still 0-0. And 32 minutes in, as Morgan gives White rolls through, Brennan Johnson, captain for the day, puts Forest in front against a run of play. Nottingham Forest lead in North London. Brennan Johnson's 5th of the season wearing the armband, and Forest have a shock lead against Spurs. Against a run of play, all Tottenham in the first half, and right before the break they almost found their leveller. Big save by Dean Henderson on Harry Kane, and then denies the following attempt as well. And in the second half, after 20 minutes had passed, we were still leading by a goal, and I thought, right, shut up shop. Go as defensive as you can. I put 11 men behind the ball and said, right, don't give them a sniff. Sergio Aurier came on against his old team. Ryan Yates came on for Taiwo. And with 20 minutes on the clock, it was all hands on deck. Keep Spurs at bay. every red shirt behind the ball with Brennan Johnson, the outlet man, just in case for a quick counter-attack. Conte growing frustrated on the sidelines. We were still leading by a goal. 15 minutes to go. Bentancur receives the ball, 18 yards on the clock. 1-2 with Kulusevski, and again, Henderson with the save. The urgency from Spurs now, playing with high tempo, knowing what's at stake. 10 minutes to go, and Forest still lead and remain in front. Henderson with the save on Son. Spurs urgently trying to get the ball back, get themselves chances, but we still led by a goal in stoppage time. And after Kane's scuff shot went straight to Dean Henderson, we ran down the clock. And as it ticked over to the 3rd minute of stoppage time, Rodri storms down the left. The 17-year-old rolls it across. And whilst Lloris might have prevented Brennan from bagging his brace, I had to pinch myself when I heard the full-time whistle. Get in! Forest go to Spurs and win by a goal to nil, courtesy of the kid in for the captain suspended. No Joe Worrell, no problem. Look at the stats. Spurs 60% possession, 11 shots. But Dean Henderson answering his critics. What a response. The big save on Ivan Toney last weekend, giving us a point, ending the loss run, the defeating streak, if you will. And then a man-of-the-match display, our 2nd clean sheet of the season. Nottingham Forest have won their 1st away day all season long and are out of the bottom 3. Get in, pressure relieving, and then some. And you best believe those final 25 minutes, mate. Honestly, man, you saw my tactics. I just put everyone behind the ball. Brennan as the outlet man, if I can feed him. And we hold on for a rear guard display, but really I had Dean to thank for it. Massive saves in those final 20 minutes. Nottingham Forest claim their 1st scalp of the season. Everyone wrote us off. But what a win away against Tottenham Hotspur. I am buzzing. 3 points ahead of the drop zone now. And Lord knows we needed that. But the question was, could we build on it? If we're going to stay up, we can't just win 1 game out of 8 and hope that'll be enough. No, you've got to win consecutively and build on it, gain momentum and get some good form going. We haven't won back-to-back all season long. We had a chance to do so in our following game. At home to Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira's side taking us on at the City Ground. A golden opportunity for us to get back-to-back wins for the 1st time this season and give him that contract extension. 18 minutes in, 4th of the season for Jesse Lingard. Forest 1, Crystal Palace 0. But the question is, could lightning strike twice? Could we get 2 clean sheets in a row for the 1st time all season long and back-to-back wins for the 1st time all season long? Well, if we were going to do it, we needed to defend like we did against Spurs and needed Dean to stay on his game. We shut down Palace in the 1st half. They only really had the 1 chance. Henderson would have saved. It was still 1-0. And with 25 minutes to go, I should have made it 2. Yep, Brennan Johnson denied. Still leading by a goal from the corner. Jesse floats one in. Worrell back in the team. Big decision to put him back in. And the captain almost answered his critics. Header off the crossbar. Still leading by 1. But I'll be honest here. Once again, like against Spurs, I just put everyone behind the ball in the final 25 minutes. This is the only way I feel I can stop teams scoring multiple against me. I went as defensive as I could with 1 man up top. Once again, just like in North London, now 2 minutes to go. What a tackle by Niakate on Wilfried Zaha, keeping us still leading by 1. I'd shut the door on Crystal Palace. I was thinking, just keep your composure, and these 3 points are ours. And from that tackle, we came on the break, and unlike against Spurs in stoppage time, we had a chance to get the 2nd goal of the game. Rodri Brown slides through Taiwo, and he bundles it in to the back of the net. Game over. Nottingham Forest 2, Crystal Palace 0. Scenes at the City Ground. It's back-to-back wins for the 1st time all year long. 2 clean sheets on the trot, and Nottingham Forest pick up 6 points from 6. That reaction from Rodri says it all. The 17-year-old thrown into the first team. 2 clean sheets in his 3 games, no defeats in these 3 games, and an assist for the dagger as well. I put him in to get the fans off my back. Little did I know, this is a gem out of our academy. Welsh Youth International with 2 clean sheets and an assist in his first 3 games, and we haven't lost a single game in every minute he's been on the pitch. It's safe to say, whilst we've got Reynan Lodi, Harry Toffolo and Omar Richards as well, Rodri at just 17 years old might well be the answer to our defensive problems, and I did not think I'd be saying that. But Forest are massive, we're out of the relegation zone. But of course, just a quarter of the way through the season, there's a long way to go. Let's keep it calm. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. From like, much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.